Hey, thank you all for joining. Looks like there's members joining on board here, so I appreciate your time and thank you for stopping by to watch Stock Talks, where we talk about growth, value add stocks that we can gain on positive proceeds. I hope you all are having a great day today. Today, I'm really just going to be sharing with you several tickers that I will be sharing with you. Hey, Ronnie, thank you for joining, man. It's great, Mr. Boss. I'm going to start calling you Boss, Ronnie, with that amount of shares with Sky. Hey, Reggie, all seeing, huh? Thank you for joining. Let me switch up my view here so you all can see me. Well, I mean, right now in the California area, that's where I'm based at. It's raining out here. I mean, earlier today, got my oh man, TCAT. I mean, I looked at it today. I wrote that down. I was gonna go through that again today, but it shot up again. I didn't capitalize. All my money right now is like it's all in play right now. But I'm just waiting for some of the stocks where I'm currently in the red zone to gain back up before I can start making moves. Kind of jump the gun with certain stocks like Single Point, Interscope Hearing Technologies. I'm just waiting for these tickers to gain back up here. But yeah, definitely TCAT today. It freaking shot up again. I mean, this company is supporting the Beijing. Oh my God, look, after hours, it's up another 20%. So it gained $7 during the market, and then now it's another $6. My goodness, this thing is flying right now. But yeah, I mean, its prior resistance at 37. It's well reached beyond that point already. I mean, that's just great. I mean, short term, mid term, long term, it's looking very bullish here. I mean, it has like, I don't know if this is old data or it's current, but it has more than 30 employees from the looks of it. And today it's just running. I mean, I hope that I was able to get in, but hey, thank you, man. Thanks for acknowledging MAGA. I mean, he's the one that shared that TCAT, and it's been just bull running right now. I mean, you look on StockTwits, TCAT, it's gaining a lot of news right now. $36. Can it break the $40? It's quite possible. I mean, now you got what, like 6,500 viewers? Not too many. But the message volume is just increasing by like 200% so far. So not super popular, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. I mean, that's like 50% gains today, and yesterday it popped up again. My goodness, what is going on? But yeah, everyone just thank MAGA for that value add pick. You know, if it wasn't for him, then, you know, Zinador, your girlfriend would not have capitalized on that. So you got to thank him for that. Hey, thank you, JMC. Yeah, everything's well. I mean, today has just been a pretty choppy day in the stock market, right? I mean, it was red. You see companies like Tesla going down by like 7%, Zomedica dropping at 6%. I mean, it was red today. I mean, even airlines took a small drop. Even the cannabis companies went down, except for AZFL. AZFL is a cannabis play, but it had a good play. I'm going to type that in for you. This is a ticker to consider here. Amazonas Floresto. Okay? I mean, today it's gone up by 11%. There's a lot of discussions about this ticker here. It's not too popular yet. It had a bull run early March, went up to like over the 1 cent range, and then it took a downward tumble, but it's establishing ground here. I know they have companies like a floor site in place, and let's take a look. Let's get some more data on this. This is a cannabis play, and it's great to see it go up by like 11%. today. But I've been hearing about this company potentially breaking out possibly into the 1 cent range. And then just based on, some comments here, AZFL going to be next pop over 1 cent unexpectedly. So forgot 9 cents, 10 cents. Let's hit a quarter. So there's a lot of news coming out here. Pretty awesome tweet from AZFL in Mexico City. So I would consider monitoring this company as well. AZFL, Amazonas Floresto. They're in that whole cannabis play right now. But when you look at the overall percentage gains, I mean, from a 3-month standpoint, you got close to 4,000% in gains. 1 month gain 58%. Within that week time frame, it's been jumping by 42% already. So let's not lose sight of what Amazonas Floresto stock price can do. Next ticker I wanted to share with you. I mean, please feel free if you have any questions or if you'd like for me to pull up any stocks, please put it in the comment below, and then I'd love to get to you on just the analysis. So this is Carnegie Clean Energy. This is a company based out in Australia where the CEO has extensive experience as a chief technology officer, so he knows about his product. His product basically is submerged in water where it converts mechanical waves into clean energy. It has projects going on where it's partnered up with Microsoft to leverage its software platform, Microsoft Azure. It also has partnership with Hewlett Packard where it's partnering up to roll out some of its projects that are in place right now. And it's great to see that although the Dow Jones and S&P, NASDAQ had gone down in today's red market, but it's great to see Carnegie Clean Energy pop up. Now I just wanted to show you the actual technicals here. So as you can see, back in 2019, it did at one point reach up to beyond 8 cents, 9 cents. Where it's currently at right now, it's not even at 1 cent. So the question is, can it reach its prior resistance? I know back in 2017 it had a higher peak, and in 2019 it had that peak. So it's long overdue for that peak run, and I have firm belief that it can grow on positive proceeds. Yeah, that's smart, MAGA. I mean, doing short term, it's very risky. Are you referring to TCAT or are you referring to Carnegie Clean Energy? I wasn't sure when you had added that comment there. A good point there. I mean, playing it safe, playing it smart, whether you go long term or you go swinging it short term, that's all based on strategy. But it's great to see Carnegie Health go up today at a 13% gain. Next ticker I wanted to share with you is a ticker that is in the biotech arena. It's called Synthetic Biologics by the ticker SYN. Now, as you can see today, it's been taking a downward trend at 3.6% loss. We know based on the 3-month trend chart, it did peak at $1. The question is, can it run back up to its prior resistance? In the long run, with this ticker, it may be able to gain up significantly. So that's my take on this company as well. Also here it says here Single Point. Single Point is a solar based company, and let's take a look at this news here that's just been released. So the company is building on the most comprehensive national solar network and portfolio of renewable energy solutions to meet rapidly growing demand, strengthen balance sheets, bolsters company's position to drive growth, and access future synergistic expansion opportunities. I do have a position in Single Point as well. My dollar cost average is quite high compared to the current price. So right now it's definitely undervalued. So let's say if you're trying to plant the seeds in a company, if you're trying to look for energy based companies, Single Point has the revenue growth year over year, and it can bull run. Hey John, thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm doing great out here in California, and I hope you are doing well just as well. Kupang, yeah, let me take a look at that. Thanks for asking. Let me search that up first. But we previously were talking about TCAT based on MAGA's suggestion. Yesterday it ran up by so much, like 70%, and today it's gone up by like 50% again. So kudos to MAGA for sharing that input with us, right? Now I'm just sharing with you all a single point. It's a solar based company. I mean, I like the financials. They also partnered up with Box Pure Air. So at least, Box Pure has submitted bids in schools throughout the nation, and the goal is to get purchase orders so that Box Pure can start supplying the inventory all around the world so students can go back to school. So not only is single point part of the whole solar energy expansion, where it has installed like at around 38 states. Its goal is to ramp that up and get into like 100 or 50 states all around the United States. So it's looking quite positive with single point, even though the share price has been taking a downward toll. I mean, it did reach up to like 7-8 cents. Now it's definitely a undervalued share price from my perspective. Hey, what's going on, Noose? Thanks for joining in, man. Hey, Noose. So I'd like to introduce you to Big Boss here. I mean, you and MAGA are the number one quantity of shareholders of Sky Bioscience. I believe you two have similar quantity of shares in Sky, so y'all need to partner up. I mean, he recommended TCAT yesterday, gained 70%. Today it's running at 50%. So this guy knows what he's doing, man. So we definitely gotta, build on that quack quack hot picks. So definitely TCAT's a quack quack, ticker to share, and even ZNAADORW gained on it. His girlfriend did, at least. So yeah, man. I mean, that's just solid. So next, I wanted to share with you all. I mean, this is definitely an undervalued ticker right now, and that's Interscope Hearing Technologies by the ticker INND. Now, there's a lot of investors that are, looking into, medical device companies that's really undervalued. This is a class 2 medical device hearing aid, where they're focused on advancing medical unmet needs for the consumers that have hearing problems. And this is a company that's based out in California. They're following the business to consumer model as well as business to business model. Now, how do they leverage with the B2C consumer model? Well, they have partnerships with Walmart and Amazon, so it supports the whole e-commerce business strategy where you can purchase virtually online on Amazon or Walmart, and these products can actually be shipped to your door. And once you receive it as a patient dealing with hearing problems, you can then reprogram your device to your needs. So basically, the company had just released its Hear IQ app. That's the name of the app, to the Apple Store as well as Google Apps. And what's interesting is that the app, I mean, I've used the app and it's functional, and it's amazing to hear that the company is rolling that out into like 180 countries. So not only is it going to be a US centric app, but it's also going to be scaled all around the global markets. So when you think about positive return on cash flow, profitability, building on its assets, it will gain in positive proceeds as it sells all around the world. But one of the challenges that it'll have is, having, key search functions for Amazon, right? Because anyone searching for like a medical device, they'd have to search it on Amazon and really have that be put at the forefront when it looks at these e-commerce websites. So I'm sure Matthew Moore, the CEO, will be working on that to improve its business strategy. But right now, I mean, there's inertia going on, and that might explain why the share price is so undervalued. But I'm positive that it's going to take off at least in Q2 of this year and moving forward. And it definitely can bull run up by like 50x. So it can go up by so much. Let's say if it goes up from like 2 cents to $1, that's just huge positive proceeds right there in the long run. Let's look at the trend chart here. So we know that it topped off like at 7 cents and it's just dropped back down. We know that anytime when the company share price goes up that much, you have a low probability of it establishing floor at the very top. I mean, Zomedica was one ticker that did achieve creating a floor where it didn't lose like 2/3 of its value gain. However, in this case, we do see over the course of like 3 weeks onward, it has lost about 60% of its valuation in the share price. But from a strategic fundamental standpoint, I mean, when you look at the company's business strategy, the fact that its product line is reliable, it's half the cost of the competitor ears. I have firm belief that it can, start gaining in value. The fact that it's going to be compliant with SEC as well, it can start running. So this is definitely a undervalued share price right now. And let's say if you're new to investing into INND, take a look at this. I mean, you can go on a small play, or if you have conviction in this ticker based on your research, you can go at a different percentage load, but highly undervalued based on others who have got in at a higher price. Let's say if you got in like at the 4 cents, 6 cents, you're basically just waiting to break even at that point. But the goal is to have it further increase. So here, I mean, Interscope has signed joint collaborations and reseller agreements with different suppliers, distributors to support the rollout of its product. And Interscope Hearing completes its FDA Class 2 medical device registration for its hearing aid devices. So that means now FDA knows that there is a legal established entity in California, Interscope Hearing Technologies, that supplies, manufactures, and develops hearing aid devices from the specific location that they're at, as well as being the designer. And we shall hear FDA guidance on OTC hearing aid devices that's coming out very soon. We know that FDA did make a promise previously before on the announcement of that guidance information for manufacturers. So that's all coming very soon. All right, so that's Interscope Hearing Technologies. So I wanted to touch base and get a look at, just to answer John your question, Coupang. Okay, so COUPG. All right, CPNG. All right, so it's currently at $43. Not much movement today. In terms of volume, we see 15 million shares traded. Let's look at the price range. I mean, today it peaked out like 45. Scaling up from a zoomed out perspective, it went from like $50 and it dropped down to 44. So to me, I'm thinking that it just got placed on the market, possibly IPO release, and that it's being undervalued at this time. Let's see what others are saying. CPNG may not go much lower as it is. Okay, so this is basically e-commerce going on in Korea, from my understanding. So it's basically like the Amazon of South Korea. Now let's take a look at what others are noting here. I mean, anything e-commerce related, I mean, that's definitely an opportunity for companies to grow huge. We know e-commerce grows like 30% year over year, so there's that possibility that it can run, right? It's just that whenever it drops like this, it can drop further. So just be mindful. You can't really time when it'll start establishing ground, whether it's going to be at low 40s, low 35s, low 32s. We don't know that. So just give it some time. Apply like a 2-week criteria rule. And if you see it dropping by like 2/3 of the value from that high point, then you can start loading in. But at this point, dropping from like 52 to 44, it hasn't lost that much in value from my perspective. So I hope that answers your question. But in the long term though, I mean, the fact that it's e-commerce related, similar to like Amazon business, and it's in South Korea, it will grow in significant runs in the long term. That's my take, but just continue to do more research on it. But in terms of trades, let's look at whether there's more buyers or sellers at this point. So as of today, it seems like there's more sellers, right? 6 million versus 5.6 million. But definitely an opportunity. Let's say if you are an existing investor where you want to bring it down, your dollar cost average, you can start piling in at incrementally. but not just load all the way, because it's hard to time. But let's say if you haven't and you're considering to get in, um, give it like a 2 week minimum criteria, 2 to 3 weeks, and then see if it does fall under like over the 2/3 of its value. That's a great time to get in. That's from my perspective. That's ideal, versus like getting in based on confirmational bias and you really like the company and then you get emotional and then you just get in when it's still overvalued, when the share price can start dropping even further. All right, and you'll be competing with other investors that have it at a fairly lower price. So that's just my takeaway. So next ticker I wanted to share with you is a ticker called OCGN. All right, Oxygen. So this is a biotechnology-based company. We know that this ticker has been getting so much volume and exposure. I mean, today at least 32 million shares in volume, right? I mean, 52-week low was at 17 cents. 52-week high is at $18. Man, this is like one of the winning plays right here. If you were to like buy it at like 10 cents, 17 cents back in January, and you let it run all the way up to $15 and you sold, you'll be living in the Bahamas right now, basically. I mean, I wish I had that kind of vision, but in terms of whether it can reach that prior resistance, perhaps this is stair climb ladder 1. Is there going to be a stair climb ladder 2 coming up, OCGN? So I mean, it's gaining a lot of volume. I definitely know that it's going to break beyond that double digit, at least minimum $11, but it can break out even further, from my perspective, at least reaching that $15 gain coming soon. So you can gain like 2/3 of your investment. That's my takeaway. So okay, so let's see. Hi, Mr. CUV. Like I mentioned 2 days ago, is the one stock I have oversized in my depot. If you buy or not, does not change the price of this 1 billion MK company, but it might make you happy. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, I mean, we all have all these insights with different tickers that we feel can add value. But just keep it coming, man. I mean, we're all here to share information. Like Maga, he shared TCAT today. It's gone up another 50%. So thank him if you followed through on that. I mean, we're all here to provide some quack quack ticker plays that can build on our wealth. I mean, we're all here to learn, share information, gain on value, whether it's knowledge, positive proceeds. So let's continue at it all. All right, so next ticker I wanted to share with you is FDBL. All right, and that's friendable. Today, even though the stock market was in the red, I mean, this thing ran up to like 18%, close to 19%. It's currently like rounding up to like 4 cents here. Hey, Ingo, you're in a lobby with big time Sky supporters, so I agree with you 100%. Sky is the limit, and eventually it's going to be called Space Bioscience. Hey, what's going on, Gerard? Thank you for joining, man. For a second I thought it was Nokia, but Nicola. I believe that's like the car company, the hydrogen-based company. Yeah, I've looked at that company, but yeah, we'll take a look at that even further. But yeah, with Friendable here rounding up at 4 cents, I mean, it was like 1 cent not too long ago, and it just bull runned all the way up. So I'd monitor this company to see whether it has room for growth still. But you see, it's very jumpy, right, with this ticker. So if you play it short, you can gain significantly. Hey, Jerron, thank you for joining. I appreciate you following through and joining the channel here. Please take a look at the chat. I mean, there's definitely some great insights that everyone's sharing here. So I first off wanted to mention Maga and Noose. Those are the big sharks of Sky Bioscience. So these guys own a huge amount of shares in the company. So they have high conviction in THC VHS, CBD VHS, and they're going long and strong with this because they understand that it's diamond hand plays. So just giving them a shout out because they're very knowledgeable in the stock market, and it's great to have all these knowledgeable people who have that insight, intuition, and just that blood for knowing how to build wealth. So that's why we're all part of that quack gang here. All right, so with the FDBL, it's quite of a jumpy stock here, but back in July it reached up to like 10 cents. May 20th it was like 15 cents. So, I mean, question is, can it run up even further? I mean, it has potential, right? To see whether it can run up to its prior resistance. So I'd kind of just follow this, monitor accordingly. All right, so next ticker is Nicola. Let's take a look at that. All right, oops. All right, so we're going to look at Nicola now. So it's a red day today. It dropped by like 9%. Volume is about 11 million. It opened up at $15. It closed at 14. We see a downward trend. I mean, that's good for dollar cost averaging down or jumping into a company that you believe can gain on value. But hey, I mean, this, just by looking at the data, I mean, if you're considering to invest, I mean, this is definitely undervalued right now. Back in July 20th, it was like hovering at mid 70s. At one point like $80, and now you can get it at $14. That's definitely a steal. There's folks that are probably in this stock back in like $40 range. The fact that you can get it at 14, 15, what goes down will come up. I mean, if a company doesn't really go out of business. So as you can see here, Nicola hits a downward weekly price breakout. If there's no like huge risk type of news that you're reading on this company, then it can possibly run up in the long term. All right, so just continue monitoring. I mean, I hope that answers your question, but I definitely see this as an undervalued play right now, and it's been trending down since like June of 2020, so it's nothing new there, but definitely undervalued at this time. I mean, I do feel like there is the probability of occurrence of this ticker running up to like $20 at least, so that covers your investment initial cost. All right, so just please keep it coming with any ticker insights. We can pull it up, we can take a look at it and share information and continue going from there. All right, so next up I wanted to share with you CYDY. Cytodyne. I mean, this was previously like at $5 not too long ago, about a month ago, and then it just dropped. It went up to like the high $7 at one point, and then now it's just establishing ground at $2.35. You're welcome, Gerard. So now, I mean, the question is, can it V-shape back up? I mean, similar to what we were just looking at, right, with the Nicola, right? I mean, this is in the biotech sector. At one point, it did reach up to like 850 back in July 20th. So if you plant the seeds here at the low, it can run back up, because how much lower can it go, right? If you were to like invest now, it's really at a floor base, at the low $2, and it has potential to skyrocket or V-shape up with the share price based on the technicals. In terms of just the sentiment of the business. I mean, someone's saying here, don't blink, Cytodyne is going to shock everyone. I do feel like it's going to shock folks too. So let's not lose sight of the potential in this company, because just looking at the technicals, it can V-shape up. So I'll keep an eye on CYDY. Definitely can be a value add play. All right, so next up I wanted to share with you is Afria. Right now, this company is a cannabis related company that's in Canada. I know that back in November it was like hovering at like $3, December $4, And then once 2021 hit, it started bull running. Now it's at the floor of like $20. At one point, it got up to like $26. Now it's at $19. So it all depends on you. I mean, if you want to get into that whole cannabis play, this is a high quality company. The question is, can it run back up to its prior resistance? It will be a jumpy ticker where it'll pop up $25, so you can gain on that. However, if you're trying to get big time gains, there's that ticker AZFL that we were discussing about, right? So I would take a look at both, monitor both. If you want that low risk consistent gains, Afria is one to get you there. If you want to, take a risk play where you're willing to see potential losses quickly, however you can see huge positive proceed gains, is AZFL. If you're a shark where you want to just take that risk and go all in with it, AZFL can get you there as well. But overall, I mean, Afria is a great quality company that I feel can run. One moment, I need to charge my laptop here. All right. Hey, Andre, thank you for joining. Uh, Stay warm. Uh, I'm not sure if you take any over-the-counter medicine. I highly recommend, having hot tea, adding honey, adding lemon, honey, lemon, and tea, and then just drinking that natural base. It will likely help you in the long run. Uh, okay, hopefully Elisa, she's okay. You know, um, yeah, Andrew Cohen. Sensionic hold. Yeah, we'll get to that. Definitely, we'll get to that. Let's take a look at that ticker now. So everyone, Andre, he holds Zomedica, and he has high conviction in the company gaining on huge positive proceeds in the long run. So with Sense, I've been hearing a lot about Sense. Um, Volume is quite high, right? So it's well known. Today, by seeing it drop by 4%, that's really dependent on the S&P and Dow Jones just taking a downward toe. So we don't see its natural form breaking out yet. But let's look at a 3-month range here. At one point, it did reach above $5, and it did drop. Start of March in the mid 250s. So getting in at that time would have been great. However, it's establishing a floor right now at the $3 borderline, and give it time. I have confidence that it can bull run up quite high. So I would say just hold on, because it has that potential to run, versus like selling it off and then you have that FOMO feeling. So that's my take on this company ticker here, Andrea. All right. Now, next up, I wanted to share with you is Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Today, it took a 5.4% hit. It's back down to the single-digit share price range. In terms of volume, it has 5.7 million shares traded. It did get down to like 9.8. It's getting back up in the aftermarket, so at least that's looking good there. 6-month trend chart. At one point, it reached up to like $16. When we look at a 1-year time frame, it went beyond that, $35. At that point in time, I recall not taking profits at that time, and I just let it ride because I had a different target price. However, I do have a position in INO as well, and I'll just let it play out in the long term, because I know that this company will gain on market share, just knowing that right now there's just limited supply with vaccines, and to date there's no actual approved vaccine right now. It's all under the emergency use authorization, so we don't see any clear approved regulated product for use that demonstrate safety and efficacy. And that's why I firmly believe DNA medicines can be the future of advancing healthcare. So, and one company will be Inovio Pharmaceuticals to support with that. All right, now next one I wanted to share with you is Tesla. All right, we all know what Tesla does. We know what Elon Musk's business strategy is all about. He's all about telecommunications, automation, um, innovation, right? Being the one of the best companies out there. Where, let's say, if you were to ask anyone who drives like a Tesla, hey, what do you like about your car? They can probably list like 30 things versus like asking someone who drives a Ford, what do you like about your Ford? There will be a difference in perspective there, and that'll basically be the competitive advantage difference that you see with companies like Tesla. Unfortunately, today it did drop by 6.6%, and that's dependent on S&P and Dow Jones dropping as well. However, if you're trying to get in to a high value, a growth company where it doesn't provide dividends similar to like Apple, Tesla is a company to get you there from my perspective. And at the current price of 655, I mean, it went down to like 550 and then it popped back up to like 700 threshold, and now it's back down like another like 20% from that gain up. So I monitor this. Let's say if you're trying to take a investment play in the long term, you can either get in at a price that's below like 700. That's definitely a good play there, and continue dollar cost averaging down, because Tesla can get you positive gains from my perspective. All right, next ticker I wanted to share with you is SRNE, Sorento Therapeutics. Okay, so with today's market drop, it did drop as well, down to like 4%. The question is, can it run back up? I mean, it has 7 million in volume traded with the share price. The 52-week low was 155. It did reach $21 at one point. When we look at a 3-month range back in February 8th, it did reach a peak of like February 8th. It went up to like $16, and now it's at $9.63. To me, I definitely feel like there's going to be a run up as well, because they're working on state-of-the-art technology to supply, treatment, diagnostic testing, and vaccines for the current pandemic right now. So definitely a value-add play that can get you to gain on positive proceeds in the long run. And this company is based out in San Diego, with the CEO named Dr. Henry G. And as you can see here, Henry G, to participate in the roundtable during the WUXI Healthcare Forum. Sorento announces first patient treated with phase 1B AL amyloidosis trial with STI 619229, and they also have some products that reduce cycle time of hospitalized patients because of COVID. So definitely undervalued at this time. Next ticker I wanted to share with you is a very, very small micro cap, and you can most likely purchase this like in TD Ameritrade. You won't be able to find this like on Fidelity or like Webull or other trading apps like E-Trade. However, EcoCap Solutions today did go up by 50%. It's a 000 stock. It's similar to like Carnegie Health Energy. This is like an energy-based company. It can run in the long term. So that's my takeaway with Ecos. Just monitor it, because it can continue running up in the long run. Looking at a 1-year chart here, you see it getting up to 111. Now it's at 003. All right, so Andrea, so my 40 Tesla holding for Elisa in long at 18 car for her. NIO Auto Xpeng China EV Auto could go far. Last question for this night, I promise. Okay, let's take a look. Xpeng. I haven't heard of that, but yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so $35, not too high at the moment. I mean, at one point it did reach up to like $70. It reached a support of like 40, then it V-shaped up sometime in February when stocks were doing great, and then it started dropping down to a new floor level. This is undervalued at this time. Question is, will it continue to drop even further? I mean, you can possibly get it like at $29, but let's say if you were to get in like at $32, $29 and just go long term with it, I wouldn't be worried because there's going to be market share that this company can gain on, because right now there's so much initiatives going on where like Ford, Volkswagen, all American-based companies are trying to transition to electric vehicle. Basically, the longer it takes for you to transition over with your business strategy, the bigger the potential loss in opportunity in gaining on market share. And that's why Tesla is ahead of the game right now. And NEO, I mean, I was recommending NEO at $4 and it just ran all the way up. Now it's in the double-digit share price range. I mean, NEO, you see business sites in Santa Clara as, an actual physical location. You can drive by and see it. So, I mean, definitely EV plays are value add because it'll grow in the long term from my perspective. So I hope I answered that question, Andrea. Okay, so Cam Park, SRNE seems promising. Thank you. I do feel as well that it is promising. And, one thing I wanted to shout out to, thank you, Andrea, for, supporting my my branding here. And that's, the All I See Is W branding. I mean, just wanted to share with you, you're the first one that purchased a hat, Andrea, so thank you. I really appreciate you here with this throwback snapback hat. All I See Is W, just recently customized and placed on the website, so I appreciate your support. We also have, All I See Is W with the symbol of, the geese flying together, and also we also have the geese gang here. All I See Is W. So there you go. So back to stock talks here. So I just wanted to share with you from a different source, bar chart. I like looking at this website too. It's free, so take advantage of that. One ticker that's number one right now is like Kirkland. Ronnie, thanks, man. Represent that All I See Is W, because once Sky reaches that limit, the sky's the limit, man. All right, have a good night. All right, and stay warm, and try to take some lemon tea and all that. Okay. Hey, thank you, Maga. I mean, I appreciate that. Yeah, but I wanted you to connect with Noose as well. He's in this chat here. He has like the same amount of shares as you with Sky Bioscience, so we can always share information. But here, Kirkland, right? It's associated with Costco. I mean, I know like on Tuesday it ran up by like 20%. I mean, look at the 52-week low, 62 cents up to $32. That's just huge. Riot Blockchain, gosh, I mean, I got out of this. I feel like so stupid getting out of Riot Blockchain, because I got in like at $11 and ran all the way up to like 70 something dollars. It's going to continue running up to triple digits. But I feel like I missed the boat on that one already. So I like looking for like undervalued plays and, just letting it sit there and let it gain on huge percentage gains. That's how you win in this market, right? So some other plays here, like we all heard about Sava, right? SAVA. It had that big run from like $1 up to like 117. That was big news a few months back, but it's on the top 100 stocks here for a reason, right? For like old age pharmaceutical products that it supplies. So just take advantage of this profile here, 100 stocks. NEO's on the top 100 list here, right? I mean, from $2, I recommended at $4 and then reached $66. My goodness, should have taken advantage of that, but hey, you can't control certain things. You can't look into the future and really forecast the actual share price. But if there's value in a company, you plant the seeds, you'll get there, right? All right, well, that's all the tickers that I just wanted to share with you. Do any of you have any particular questions before I move back to the streamer here and then kind of just pick out some tickers to share with you all? I mean, yeah, definitely that happens, man. I mean, like with Zomedica, I'm just kind of frustrated. I mean, I had like 250,000 shares of Zomedica, and I allocated that to Sky right before the January run up, and that was just a loss of like 700K right there by just making that mistake just 1 week late or just 1 week too early. I mean, had I just planted the seeds and let it run just 1 week, then I see it grow to like $1 and then just let it sit another week, $2. That would have been huge gains, but lesson learned. There's nothing I can do. There's no control of it. But now I'm just gonna, have that focus and not make that mistake again. So I won't let that happen with Sky Bioscience. I'm just gonna let it sit there and grow significantly. Um, so that's my story. All right. So Bitcoin, as you can see, it's at 50, getting at that 58,000 marker. While we see ETC, ETH going down as well slightly, but it will break that 60K, 65,000 threshold in the near term. I mean, looking at the NASDAQ, I mean, Google went down by like 2%. During the COVID-19, it was at 1,700. Now it's at 2,000 plus. Um, Cisco, I mean, Cisco, it has too many competitors right now, so I wouldn't even look at Cisco. I mean, there's other companies that can produce similar products. I mean, basically Cisco relies on like Qualcomm for its supplier chip to add to their products to make. So without Qualcomm, how can Cisco really be on its own? Um, let's see, Jazz Pharmaceuticals. We know Jazz purchased GW Pharmaceuticals. Oh my gosh. So Maga, did you? Oh my gosh, that's huge. You got huge numbers there. Sold at 0.92, 3.4 million on ZOM. Wow, that's huge number of shares. But hey, at least you gained on positive proceeds. I mean, I sold it at 16 cents just to move into Sky, so I didn't even get any gains on it. At least you got some gains in your art. You sold Zomedica at 89 cents. At least you took profits. So yeah, definitely. We can't time the market, man, and it's just been painful, just painful, like seeing that run up post allocation. But I have high conviction in Sky, and that's why I did that. And there's going to be a reason for all of that coming very soon. Um, I mean, you have Lamb Research, Kirkland's the top number one company going down today. So it's all dependent on just the stock market, taking a downward dip at this time. Dave and Buster's, I mean, was a good play. You could have got that like at $8 back in March at the time of COVID when everyone was like on fear factor mode, and now it's popped back up to $45. Riot Blockchain at 59. I mean, 2 weeks ago you could have got this at $39, and now it's at 59. Not bad at all. Sundial Growers, not too long ago, about 2 months ago, is in the 40 cents. And now it's at 147. You leave this long term, you plant the seeds, it can go up to like $10. Sologenics, this is a good value add play as well that I have a position in as well. Sologenics, SNGX, they're working on like rare disease, less than 250,000 patients per disease. That's why FDA and the EU are working with them. Um, Solo, Electrica Mechanica, I recommended this at 250 months back, 2020. It ran up to like $11, and it's great to see Solo establishing ground here at $5. So it will continue to run. Sunworks, this is undervalued at this time. It previously ran up as well. I believe that it can get up to like $20 with Sunworks. So if you're trying to get into energy stocks, at $13 per share, not too bad. Tesla, it's I would say that it can pop up to like 750, 800. Depends on the actual market. If S&P breaks out to like 4,000, then this will be around 720. Dang, BNGO sold 400K shares at $3. You made money. Definitely. Bio-nanogenomics. See, that's how you do it, MAGA. I mean, seems like you know what you're doing, you know, showing you where to fish, but you know how to capitalize, how to take those gains, because those peaks, when it goes up, at times it'll go down. Sometimes Zomedica won't, but it's very rare for company tickers to hold that ground. Workhorse, I mean, today dropped by 8%. Um, Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's definitely the hardest part. So always knowing your exit strategy, right? What's your target? That's going to be very hard. But I know that playing that long-term investment, it minimizes that whole risk of being emotional and all that too. So I think that has a big benefit in the long term. Um, okay, so ASTI, this is a ticker that can run up in the future. Solar aerospace solar based company, currently at 6% drop. I feel like it can run up. ASTI. BLSP, I mean, definitely undervalued at this time. Today it dropped by 21%. So if you want to make a small investment in this company where you hold it long term, it can run up. So as what I mentioned, Carnegie Health, Carnegie Clean Energy, 13% run up. Ecos ran up 50% today. It did take some beating here previously, but it's nice to see it run up 50%. As what I mentioned earlier, Interscope Hearing Technologies, that's going to definitely run up. Northwest Biotherapeutics, I have firm belief that it's going to run up beyond $2 coming very soon. Genomics is another good play. Today it actually ended in the green. And it's nice to see Sky Bioscience just end at the neutral point today. Towards the end, I was like, you know what, can it just run up by like another 3% or 5%? That'd be great. But it didn't. But overall, it's holding up very strong. Let's just take a look at it. I mean, Sky Bioscience. So in terms of trades, what pulled it up towards the end of the day, right? Well, what didn't help was the last moment of sell. Well, this is a T trader here, post end of the market, but it was nice to see purchases at 12.5, and this is what really set the price to the neutral state here with the current buys. Yeah, definitely. BNGO's going to run up. Genomics is the name of the game right now, and that will continue to come. Those potential plays. So looks like there's a lot of buying happening, like 30 minutes before the end of the market. So that's what really helped shape this company moving forward. But hey, did you all see the news release that there's going to be um, more marketing campaigns going on at the Bazinga conference, Life Science? So I believe that's going to be next week for Sky Bioscience. So anytime when Sky is out there, showcasing itself, then it's definitely going to get more exposure, and then people are going to be attracted to this. I mean, just hearing the news about Mexico legalizing marijuana use, that's going to be huge for companies like Sky Bioscience, bridging the gap between pharmaceuticals and life science biologics. And I see no problem with this company executing, getting its product into clinical trials, because we know Puneet Dillon, he's previously worked at others, cancer-based companies where he's launched products um, through FDA approved for use, and he actually uplisted the company from OTC to NASDAQ. So I have high conviction that eventually Sky will become a NASDAQ ticker. It's not a matter of if, it's just dependent on time, achieving those milestones. So that's where we're at with Sky Bioscience. But hey, I gotta go um, look at some. Look at some real estate right now. just if and when Sky Bioscience hits that marker, gonna go make some real estate plays. But right now I'm gonna go check out a place here in the Bay Area, just look around. Um, and while Sky reaches that goal, I'll plant the seeds into real estate. So thank you all for joining today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And thank you all of you for leaving your comments, questions, and just having that dialogue. So I really appreciate it, Ronnie and Gerard, for joining in, as well as others, Cam, all of you, like Jerome, all of you who previously commented, John, Noose. Thank you all, Reggie, for joining, and you all have a great day, okay? And I may do some more live streams later tonight, just depending on time. So thanks, and you all have a great day.